Why I want to work for the VA? It's simple, to help people that are like me. It's all about taking care of veterans.
I've worked a lot of different government agencies. The difference is that I come to work knowing that I'm going to help somebody today.
When you truly understand the patient that you're taking care of isn't just a patient, but a service member who raised their hand to defend our rights, do you have the ability to make a difference in the lives of those who trust you to care for them?
For more information, visit www.vacareers.va.gov.
And happy Tuesday and welcome to VA Careers Live. My name is Mike Owens and I'm a recruitment marketing specialist for the Veterans Health Administration, as well as your host for our weekly segment, Talk About It Tuesday. So if you're tuning in for the first time, I just want to let you know that we are here every Tuesday at 12 noon Eastern time. So feel free to grab a snack, grab something to drink, and join us as we talk about careers here at VA. Now, again, if you're tuning in for the first time or you've been with us for over 2 years, we want you to be part of the conversation, so feel free to leave any questions and comments in our comment section. Our team and I will go through those questions throughout the day and throughout the week to make sure that all questions are answered and all comments are addressed. Again, and another thing, we all know someone who wants to work for the VA, so we would like to get this information out to as many people as possible. So we have a polite ask of you. We would like you to share our broadcast. Again, please share our broadcast. And if you do share the broadcast, we have a special hashtag attached to this program, and that's hashtag work at VA. Again, we ask that you please share this broadcast. And if you do, we have the special hashtag just for this program, and that's hashtag work at VA. So we thank you for that. As always, whether, again, if you're tuning in for the first time or you've been with us for a while, again, we thank you for watching, and we thank you for tuning in on a weekly basis. So with that, we're going to go into our show for the week. We have, it's the last Tuesday of the month, or actually, no, it's not. It's the first Tuesday of the month, but we have a special interview that's going on. We have, today we're going to be talking about careers, police careers here at VA. And I have a very special guest. My guest is originally from the Biloxi, Mississippi area. So if you are from the Biloxi, Mississippi area, or you're from Mississippi or the Gulf Coast, go ahead and put that in the comment section below. So if you're from Mississippi, let us know what part of Mississippi you are from. Or if you're from the Gulf Coast, go ahead and put what city that you're from. But my guest for today, he is an Air Force veteran. He served in the Office of Special Investigations with the Air Force. Then he served as a civilian DOD police program manager. He served as a federal police officer. He was a detective, a police captain, deputy chief of police for the VA system down in Biloxi. And now he currently serves as the chief of police for the VA hospital down in Biloxi. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and introduce Chief Keith Bradley. How are you today, Chief?
Mike, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for having me.
Dan, thank you for being with us today, Chief. We know that, you have a very busy schedule. That's a very big healthcare system down there. So, we thank you for taking a moment to come and talk to us for a few minutes today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right. So again, if you are in our audience and you serve in some type of law enforcement capacity and you're interested in becoming a VA police officer today, make sure you stick around because Chief Bradley is going to give us a lot of good information about VA police and the VA police service within VA. Also, if you're not in law enforcement and you still want to come on the VA in some other capacity, stay tuned because, again, there's a lot of good information that can be passed on to you. So, Chief Bradley, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So my first question today is, we'd like to get to know you a little better. So how did you first come to work at VA?
I appreciate the question, Mike. So as you previously mentioned, I was a program manager for the DOD police at the local Air Force base here in Biloxi. VA police had reached out to me to help them with a job interview to sit on a panel. And as you mentioned, I'm an Air Force retiree, 22-year Air Force veteran, had never heard of VA police. So I come over and I assist them with some interviews and got to know them a little better, got to understand the mission a little better. And their law enforcement itself is such a noble mission, but Mike, there's just no nobler, more noble mission than taking care of our nation's veterans. That's truly what brought me to the VA.
Awesome. And again, as veterans, first of all, thank you for your service, for your 22 years in the Air Force. And, from one veteran to another veteran, yes, we talk on this program all the time how, for anyone that works VA, it's a unique mission and a very special mission to take care of veterans. But when you are a veteran and you're here at the VA and you're taking care of other veterans, people that, people that you may have not served with, but people who may have served at, the same duty station, maybe at different times, or just veterans from all different eras, it feels great to be able to know that as a veteran, you're taking care of someone else that served in the same capacity as you. So again, thank you for your service, Chief Bradley.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So next question is, why do you feel the VA, is a unique place to work for those interested in policing?
Well, so great question, Mike. For VA police, obviously safety and security of our nation's veterans as well as VA staff, that's absolutely number one priority across the board for law enforcement.
Agreed.
However, the uniqueness of VA police comes in is because of what we call veteran-centered policing. The veteran is always at the center of everything we do. And we get to speak to veterans on a daily basis. We get to talk to veterans. We get to assist them. And a lot of times these are true urgent requests and urgent assist. And some of our veterans are in crisis mode, and VA police many times across the nation every day are assisting our veterans get the help that they so desperately need. And for me, that's the uniqueness of it all, is that whole veteran-centered policing.
Awesome. And thank you for that. And again, we thank you for what you do. Now, you mentioned a few moments ago that when you were on that interview board that you didn't realize that the VA had their own police department. So, and I'm sure people that are watching us right now, whether they're in law enforcement, thinking about going into law enforcement, or whatever walk of life that they come from, they're probably like, whoa, I didn't know the VA had its own national police office, police department. So with that being said, there are people out there that are now interested in joining the VA as a police officer. Can you talk about some of the different careers that are open to people who are in the VA police service?
Oh yeah, sure. Lots of opportunity, Mike. Obviously, as a police officer, but beyond that, there are detective positions, there are criminal investigator positions, there's physical security positions. Some of those physical security positions are uniformed, armed police officers in a physical security role. We've also got many opportunities of leadership throughout VA police, going up through the supervisory level. So tons and tons of opportunity in VA police. Awesome.
So, one of the things that people want to know, hey, I want to come over as the VA or come over to the VA as a police officer. So can you talk about some of the benefits that VA police officers have?
Absolutely. One of my top benefits anyway is the clientele, taking care of the veterans. That's obviously a huge benefit to me. I'm passionate about that. I really enjoy taking care of the nation's veterans, as well as our staff. But beyond that, there's obviously excellent federal benefits. Everybody talks about the benefits. Many of our, to include myself here in Gulf Coast, but many of our VA police departments have extremely competitive pay in the law enforcement arena. That competitive pay goes beyond just the GS pay scale. That might be a special salary rate depending on where you're at in the country. That might be additional recruitment pay, additional retention pay. Those benefits go a long way, especially in today's world.
Awesome. So one of our favorite questions that we like to ask, for our VA employees that come on is, what would you say is your favorite thing about working at VA? Personally, your favorite thing?
That one's tough, Mike, but for me, I've mentioned several times about veteran-centered policing, and that's really what VA Police is about. But for me, in my role now, the best part of my job is, hands down, you can't convince me of otherwise, so don't try. I'm absolutely convinced I've got the best VA police department in the nation. So I really enjoy leading the people that I lead. I've got a great police force, and it is such a pleasure to watch them day in, day out take care of our nation's veterans, and to get them the care that they deserve while protecting those same veterans and the staff.
Awesome. But I'm sure there are going to be some VA police officers that are watching this program that are going to chime in and say, no, they feel like they have the best VA police department at their facility. But again, so I got one more question for you. I like to put my military veterans on the spot. So, and I didn't want to ask you this earlier because I wanted to kind of just put you on the spot. So you were in the military. What would you say was your favorite duty station and why?
Oh my goodness. As you mentioned at the top of the broadcast, I am a Mississippi boy. I was born and raised here. As I was in boot camp doing the dream sheet, I put all Southeastern bases. So anywhere from South Carolina, North Carolina, over to Texas, kind of in that area. I got my first set of orders. It said Anchorage, AK. Quite a geographical change there, especially for a Mississippi boy. But it's really a toss-up on my favorite assignment, because Anchorage, Alaska was my first assignment, and my last assignment was Honolulu, Hawaii.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's basically if you like the snow versus if you like blue water in paradise.
I love them both. Absolutely love them both.
Awesome. Well, again, that's the end of our interview, but before we cut off, I want to thank you, Chief Bradley, for coming to join us today. Again, I know that your schedule is busy, and I know there's a lot that goes into preparing for this program, so we thank you again for joining us today.
Yes, sir. It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me, Mike.
Thank you. And again, as I mentioned, the Chief is from Biloxi, Mississippi. So if you are watching and you're from Mississippi or from the Gulf Coast area, go ahead and put that city where you're from in the comment section. Also, if you are a military veteran and you're watching and you want to chime in on what was your favorite duty station, go ahead and put that. I always said that I had a toss up between two. When I was in the Army, I was stationed in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba for a year, and I thought that was paradise until I joined the Air Force a few years later. And I had my first, I think one of my first TDYs overseas in Air Force was in the Netherlands. So it's between Cuba and Amsterdam. So those are my favorites. So again, if you're watching and you have a favorite duty station and you want to chime in and put that in, go ahead and put that in the comment section below. But again, if this broadcast will be on our LinkedIn page forever and ever. So if you're interested in police careers or you kind of came in towards the middle of the interview, you can always go back and watch it. We were talking about police careers here at the VA. So with that, if you know it's Tuesday, we're definitely going to talk about it. And we thank you for watching, and we will see you on next week. Have a great day.